Hello!
Hi.
Happy Sunday! We're so happy and excited to see you for another edition of Kidstuf. It's beautiful here. We're down here in the beautiful state of Virginia, so we had to come outside because it's a beautiful fall day, and that is something to be grateful for. And it's important to always find things to be grateful for, right, guys?
Yep. Yeah.
What is something you're super grateful for, Mikey?
I am super grateful for my family.
Oh,
and everything we do together.
Oh, that's nice. How about you, Sky?
Family, cousins, dogs, cats.
Dogs and cats. Well,
I'm actually thankful for everything in the world.
Oh, that's a nice thing for both of you to say. Same. I'm grateful for those things too, and I'm grateful
Except
to be
for the people who make our world horrible.
Sorry, we're just a little. There we go.
I appreciate everyone and everything in the world, except for the people who make the world horrible.
Well, but even those people we should pray for, right? Because a lot of times people that are
we should pray to help them.
Exactly. Because sometimes people that are not happy or not nice, they usually have something really sad that's happened to them in their lifetimes. So we should pray for them anyway. So, we're excited to see you today. We're going to be focusing and talking a lot today about being patient. It's really important to learn.
Patience is a part of life.
Patience is a part of life. And it's a skill, though. It's not always easy to be patient. So we're going to really focus and talk about that today.
I'm at gymnastics. I am not patient. I'm are we starting yet?
Yeah, it's important to be patient. So we're going to talk all about that in just a minute. But first, let's start
Sometimes when I'm on Zoom calls, when I'm first logging in, I'm waiting a long time, and I'm like, are you going to let us in yet? Or are you going to start the call?
All right. Well, let's first start, everybody, with our Rose and Thorn of the week. Do you want to tell Sky what Rose and Thorn is?
Rose and Thorn is basically kind of started from musical theater, but Rose and Thorn is where you take something good that happened from your week.
That's your
and
rose.
Something bad happened that's your week, and that's your thorn.
Mm-hmm.
And you do Rose and Thorn.
Exactly. So, Mikey, do you want to start with your Rose and Thorn for the week?
Yeah, well, my rose is that I passed a science test.
Woo!
I got a green on it. Woo-hoo. And my thorn is that I didn't pass a math test.
But that was a practice test, right?
Yeah, that was a practice test. They didn't give us enough time.
Sorry, I just wanted to adjust this. Womp womp. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, maybe it happens to you too, Sky. Sometimes
I got stuck on
sometimes when I get stuck, I can get stuck.
On a
I can get sorry, Kidstuf fam. I'm trying to just adjust the phone here so that everybody can hopefully be. That's good. Sometimes I can get stuck on questions, and it's even ones that I'm I know what the answer is, but I can't get it to come out of my brain. I know. And so sometimes in those situations, just a little word of advice, and I know I talked with you about this. Sometimes you have to skip those questions. Go do all the other questions and then come back. So any whoozle.
Sometimes you gotta skip and you won't trip.
There you go. That's a good one. Sky, do you have a Rose and Thorn from your week?
I don't have a thorn, but I have a rose.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that's good. What was your rose from the week?
Flying down here to all of my family.
I know Sky came to visit us from Maryland. You live in Maryland, right? Mm-hmm. So we're excited.
Wait, she flew?
Well, she drove down.
Drove.
And we're going to go to a corn maze today, which that will be a great rose too.
I hope to get split up from the fam.
No, that would be scary. Okay, well, my rose for the week was actually sort of same as Sky's. I'm down here with my extended family, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. Oops, things are blowing away.
I know what we can do in the corn maze. We can go in groups.
Okay, let's focus. So I was excited to just be with my family and spend a lot of time with them. My thorn for the week, everybody, was all the waiting I've had to do. As an adult, I was waiting so much to find out what was going to happen with the presidential election, and it was really challenging.
Thankfully, Biden.
To wait, yes, but we will keep politics out of church for right now. But anyway,
politics sometimes upset people.
Yeah. So, anyhoozle, it was a bit of a thorn just waiting, which made me think about how important it is to talk about patience and be patient, which is why we're going to talk about it today. So, patience is something that we all have to have in our lifetimes. Can you guys think of something? Okay, so sometimes you just have to wait a small amount of time for something, and sometimes you have to wait a long amount of time for something. Can you guys think of something that is a short wait?
Sometimes a short wait. Sometimes restaurants, amusement parks. Those are really long lines.
You're right.
Amusement parks, so many people are there, and so many people visit amusement parks, and they enjoy amusement parks so much that they want to ride. So many people want to ride one ride, and then so many people want to ride one ride, and there's such a long line. But
can you scoot over? Sorry, I just can't see you.
In restaurants and establishments and fast food places, like at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, you go in, 10 minutes later, go out.
Okay, so sometimes waiting for, oh, be careful,
But
sorry.
like, lines at the amusement park, there are sometimes 20 to 30 minutes.
Those can be long. Okay, what about you, Sky? Can you think of sometimes that are like short waits and long waits?
Long waits when you you go somewhere and it's like you're at the street, but there's like a lot of cars.
So sometimes traffic.
Oh, traffic.
Traffic, yeah. Sometimes we have to wait in traffic.
Don't
That's
be
a
in
good
New York
one.
City because that's where the
short one. Then it is when you have to go into your home and you have a party. That's a short one because you just in your.
Because you just sit in your house.
But like, go to New York City. I guarantee you there will be
so much traffic.
I went
It's true.
It's
true.
to New York City, and I was gonna say, Mikey, I live in Maryland. There's a lot
Of traffic. There's a lot of traffic in Maryland. Well, just like you guys.
There's a lot of traffic in like big cities.
Okay. Sometimes, even as adults, there's like short waits and long waits, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I really love Christmas time. And so sometimes it can feel like a long wait from like Christmas to Christmas because I really.
Did you say Christmas time?
Yep, because I love to give presents. I love to see my son and other kids happy, and like it's just like a really joyful time. And then other times, like adults, you can echo my sentiment here. You have to go to like the DMV or those boring adult things we have to do, or sometimes we have to sit in a boring meeting. That can be a long wait. But how about this? I have another question for you guys. So sometimes when you're waiting, what kind of like attitude do you have sometimes?
Sometimes when we're waiting, an attitude I would have is like come on, hurry up, I don't have all day.
Exactly. How about you, Sky?
I'd be like, oh my gosh, when are they going to open these doors? When are they going to do this? When are they do that? If we don't do this at a very good time, I'll just call my mom and I'll leave. Here.
So waiting is really hard. Being patient is really hard, right? And often, like Sky and Mikey, even adults can be like, oh, when is this going to happen, right? But it's a really important skill that we all learn to take a deep breath.
There's a short line at the
Hold on. To take a deep breath. Kind of fix our face. Sometimes we have to fix our face, right? Because sometimes we can get like a pouty, grouchy face, and that makes us feel pouty and grouchy. So sometimes we have to fix our face and just like take a deep breath and think of something positive while we are waiting. Okay, can you not do that, please? Thank you. It's distracting. So I love a great story. So one story I would really encourage you guys to read. It's online. It's on the YouTube. It's by one of our favorite authors. I'm sure everybody loves him, Mo Williams.
Oh,
we love Mo Williams. Exactly. And he has a great book it's called Waiting. And it's a great book. It's online and it teaches us all about how to be patient. And in that book, the characters are waiting for something to happen. I don't want to give it away too much. And they kind of learn a good life lesson by the end of it. But also too, you guys, did you know that in the Bible, there's a whole bunch of stories about people waiting? Did you guys know that?
No.
There is.
I only know one story.
What story do you know where they're waiting?
I forgot the name.
Oh. Do you remember any of the characters?
Joseph, Mary.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was going to read a Joseph story too, but not that one. But go ahead. Joseph and Mary, yep.
Joseph and Mary, and of course Jesus.
And of course Jesus, right. We were all waiting for...
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Yep, and sometimes that's actually a great point.
Was it the birth of Jesus story?
Yeah. Well, when mommies are waiting for their babies, that can be a really long wait. Mommies and daddies, that can be a long wait too sometimes.
I mean, my auntie's pregnant, and she's like...
That's right.
She's like waiting, like she's not being impatient, like, oh, come on!
Well, you can't be. You can't rush babies, as we all know. But that's a great one.
Babies. You can't just go to the bathroom one day and be like,
Okay. But there's tons of stories of all kinds of people, and because God often has us wait, and He does that on purpose, you guys. Believe it or not, God does that on purpose because He wants
on purpose to guide us on life.
Okay, can you just let me finish my story? Thank you so much. Because He wants us to learn the importance of waiting, right? And not being anxious and not being cranky and crabby. And at the end of our lesson today, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things we can do when we are feeling anxious or we're having to wait and all that jazz. So let's read one of my favorite Bible stories. And some of you Kidstuf friends out there, you might remember. I love Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. It is one of my favorite. I know.
Remember when we were watching it on YouTube when
we did.
On the Show Must Go On.
On The Show Must Go On, Andrew Lloyd Webber's. It's one of my favorite musicals. Mrs. Loving was a performer in her former life, so I love musicals still. And yes, Joseph is one of our favorite musicals, but it's also one of my favorite Bible stories. So in this story that we're going to read together today, we're going to learn about Joseph and his brothers. So Joseph had many brothers. There was, he had 11 brothers. Sorry, he had 11 brothers. He was the 12th, and they were not very